All right, all right, all right. Great, 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 great. Guys, I'm just putting up some digits. Putting up some digits. Give me a second. Let me clear this up. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that. We've got that. We've got that. All right, guys. Welcome to the broadcast. This is actually a very, very important one. This is a very important one because we're talking about life or death, safety, personal safety. And it's a conversation that I've wanted to have for a while. Now, for this particular broadcast, this is an impromptu. So this is members only on YouTube. This members only chat because I actually want to be able to converse and actually say a few things. And then I might open it up a bit later, once we have the conversation going. But I want to keep it to the members only at this point, just because I want to say a few things about what has been going on. So I put out a video recently, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit to let people get in here. I'm going to slow it down a little bit to let people get in here. But this is serious, because people have been telling me that, oh, be careful, guys might come and try and get you, guys might come and try and take you out. Guys might try and do things. So I was like, wow, I'm not even a militant, which is the funny thing, because I'm like, okay, look, there are guys out there who are really saying things that, directly that, you're like, okay, man, you're on the edge. The stuff I'm saying, like, this is stuff that is in the public domain. I'm just giving context to it. I'm giving you a perspective that, look, all this information I'm telling you, you can go and Google it right now. The only difference is that I'm actually putting out the information in a way that can be understood. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. Now, for me, this is a very, very interesting time that we're in, because now you've got to question that, are we going to see out and out intimidation? Are we going to see out and out intimidation of people who are actually speaking in favor of Pan-Africanism and Pan-African unity? That's really what we're looking at now, because I try to balance out both things. And as I said, the video that I put out was very, very specifically about, in fact, you know what? Let me open this up. I think that I can open this up on YouTube so people can actually talk for now. But if it gets crazy, I'm going to switch it off. So I'm going to let people speak on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to let people speak on YouTube, but if it gets crazy, it's going to go members only again, okay? Because I'm tired of the trolling. Hold on. All right. So guys, if you start trolling, we're going to do what we got to do. Anyway, so look, that's the situation that we've got here. That guys are like, you know what, you've got to watch your back, you've got to go. And I'm like, wow, are we really in a situation where simply saying, hey, I'd like Africa to be united, I'd like us to work together, I'd like us to be self-sufficient, I'd like us to be autonomous, is a cause to be concerned about your personal safety? I mean, clearly it is. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I'm denying that it's something to be concerned about. I'm not denying it. But is that not a sad state of affairs, people? Is that not a sad state of affairs? Because I've been putting a lot of work in now, also trying to take care of the historical side of things. Trying to take care of the historical side of things, as well. So it's not just current affairs that the MEC is interested in. And as you've seen, I'm even I'm going into the movie sphere now. I'm going to be opening a movie channel because we've got to cover all the bases. We've got to cover all the bases, people. I'm moving into I'm creating a movie channel. So for those who haven't voted on the name of the movie channel, Substack, I'm going to put out an official poll for Substackers so we can choose the name of the MEC's movie channel. The Substack page has existed for 2 years. I just haven't used it. So I started the page. So some people have already subscribed to the movie channel on my Substack, but I just haven't posted anything on it. But now is the time for us to start doing, for me to start doing, because listen, man, I've got a lot to say about the pictures, man, about movies, because the movie situation and the TV shows, and news and also, it directly connects to our self-image, our history, our education. But what we're talking about today is personal safety, people. Am I in danger? Danny Doc, I see you in there. Danny Doc, are you on Instagram or are you on the new on the Substack? It is sad. It is sad that we even have to have this conversation. It's sad we have to even have this conversation. Very, very depressing. Guys are telling me left, right, and center, the FBI are coming for you, the CIA. I was like, what? CIA? What did I do? What the hell? What did I do? What did they want with me? I was reading these comments, and it made me think. I was like, wait a second. If so many people keep saying this, then maybe I should actually pay attention to this. This might actually be serious. I didn't know that what I was saying was incendiary. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just telling you the real history. The stuff you can actually Google. The stuff. I mean, obviously, in Google, the problem with these things is that you have to know what you're looking for. You have to know what you're looking for in Google. That's the problem. If you don't know what you're looking for, that's when you run into issues. And that's where I come in. I come in to unite the forces. To unite the forces, to bring the information together and to present it to you in a digestible format. That's maybe why folks are concerned. Because nobody's doing that. Except me. Almighty Gianni says they will come for you. Nana Adeje says distracting you. All right, so you guys don't. You guys have no. You guys are wishing negative stuff on me. Okay, that's very, very unfortunate. I thought that you guys would give me some more positive thoughts. Guys, why would they even? Why am I a problem? Why am I a problem? What did I do? What did I do, people? I want an answer. I'm just trying to tell you the true history of Africa, the true current affairs of Africa. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to unite our cable land. Captain Africa, by the way, people, everybody who doesn't know, Captain Africa is now out, as in the Instagram page is officially out. So if you've not started following the Captain Africa or Instagram page, you need to go to my Instagram on account and you'll see the Captain Africa posts. Make sure that you're following Captain Africa. Make sure that you're following Captain Africa. Hi, Veronica Jones. How are you too? You're saying that they don't want me to wake people up. Wow. I'm very positive with you, bro. You're educating. That is what you are doing. Well, look, like I said, I don't personally want to be checked out too early, before I've done what I've got to do. So it's not like I don't have a death wish. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to check out, so that's my thing. Like that's not something that I'm trying to check out. I'm trying to, that's not what I'm doing. But my thing is that obviously it's a conversation worth discussing because enough people have brought this up and now we're really, really talking about real things. Because the video that's, I just put out is about the fact that there is a guy in Nigeria, Kola Edopai of Edo State, who allegedly was arrested, for trying to organize a rally in support of Captain Traore and Pan-Africanism. And the guy is a Marxist as well. So that's also, a Marxist, somebody who's basically trying to take power from the elites and give it to the people. So the government is not going to be a fan of somebody like that. And you definitely don't want somebody like that to gain any foothold in a country like Nigeria. But that's what they're alleging happened, that the guy has been arrested for. And you know what? That to me is the crazy part is that when you hear a story like that, it's not beyond reason that it's possible. You don't hear it and say, no way in Nigeria. You don't hear that and go, no way is that going to happen in Nigeria. You hear it and you say, well, That's the kind of thing that the Tinubu government might do. I mean, you don't see it and you just say, nah, it's not possible. You say, it's possible. That's what's sad. That's the sad element. The fact that you hear it and you don't dismiss it. You know? People say that they're putting fear in me because you communicate things to people in a way that helps them understand they see you as a threat. Well, I don't like the way guys are talking now. Everybody's now saying that. I don't like the way people are talking. I don't like this kind of talk. So you guys are saying that then I'm going to stop making the videos. If that's the case, then I'll just stop. I'll just make pleasant videos. I'll stop because I'm not trying to check myself out. So I'll stop. If I didn't think that that's what I was doing. I really didn't. So if that's what you say is going on, then I might have to stop making the videos because it's not worth it. If I was getting rich off this, then that's a different concept. Like, let's say I was rolling in the cash from doing it, then I might think twice and be like, well, you know what? You're actually making a lot of dough out of doing this, so you might as well, But to just do it for the sake of it, when I'm getting insulted willy-nilly. If you see my DMs, the amount of racist insults I get is actually laughable. Which is why when I see people who complain about getting attacked on social media, I say, you should come and look at my DMs and my comments. Guys insult me every single day. And obviously, part of you wants to reply to some of the comments because you see them and you're like, I want to reply. But you can't reply to everything. Go and look at my video comments and you see these white supremacists are all over those comments. Why you're over them, I don't know, because I'm not even talking about you. I'm just talking about our history. So why is it that you're so triggered by me talking about our history, which is factual? A lot of the information I'm getting from your history books that you've hidden, or rather your logs and your data. So what are you complaining about? You can just go on Google and verify that everything I'm saying is actually true. From you, this is the stuff that you chronicled. So imagine the stuff that you were too embarrassed to even write down in your history logs. Can you imagine? Because the stuff I'm saying, you can actually find it on Wikipedia. Forget Wikipedia, in encyclopedias and history books. And it's that scathing. So imagine what you didn't put down because you were embarrassed. Come on, people. So for me, it's ridiculous. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, how am I an issue when I'm talking about things that anybody could find? That is something that's very true. I think it's because of the popularity situation. I think it's because my platform has started growing. Let me tell you a statistic that is very scary. Guys, I want you guys to put in the chat, how many subscribers do you think I've gotten in the last 28 days? Less than a month. Take a guess of how many subscribers on YouTube the Mech has gotten in the last 28 days. Put it in the chat. I want to see if anybody gets it right. It's ridiculous. So G might be onto something. This might be because the channel has suddenly gotten a bit more popular. So you're getting a lot of this sort of pushback and crazy stuff that I wasn't getting before. But I want you to take a guess of how many. Brand Flow has nailed it, 50,000. Guys, I've almost got 50,000 subscribers in 28 days on YouTube. Almost 50,000. I think it's 49 point something thousand. It might be 50,000 by the end of today. What am I talking about? It might be more than 50,000. That's scary. Because anybody who knows YouTube knows that to get 50,000 subscribers in 28 days is no joke. For somebody without sponsors. So G might be onto something. It might be because the channel has now started accelerating. Guys are looking and saying, wait a minute. The hell? That might be what's going on. That might be what's going on. Now, guess how many followers I've gotten on Instagram in the last 2 weeks? This is even a wilder digit. This is going to blow your mind even more. Guess how many followers I've gotten on Instagram in the last 2 weeks? Put it in the chat. In the last 2 weeks, people. Michael M says, I think you took a portion of Umar's audience. The same old people that insult are also the ones threatening CIA on you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Brian Flo says 80,000. No, no, no. That Brian Flo's no, no, not 80,000. 1.5 mil. How can I have 1.5 million when you can look at my profile and say I do not have a million followers on Instagram? Come on, man. Now, in Instagram, over the last, let me see, 1, 2, 3, I've gotten 45,000 followers in the last 2 weeks. 45,000. 45,000 on Instagram, people. 45,000. That is bananas. Because I didn't even grow on Instagram for like 2 years. Like I was stuck on like 70 something thousand for a year or something. Now, the reason clearly there is now traction, and that is the reason why I've now got to actually start thinking about things differently. I think it's true that there's certain things that I probably shouldn't be saying. I think maybe it's true that, there's certain things that I probably shouldn't be saying anymore because it might not, you see, it doesn't serve me to tank my channel because then I can't do anything. So it doesn't really serve me to do that. And I'm not making enough revenue on my channel for me to even really question pivoting for the safety of my channel, let alone my safety. So the way I look at it is that, look, I'm not generating that kind of revenue where I'm like, well, you know what, you kind of don't have a choice because if you don't keep going in this path, you're going to lose. There's no revenue to lose. I've got the 300 already, which is separate. My almighty Gianni says the algorithm don't want you to grow, Meg. You should have had more followers on IG. Literally should have been more followers on IG, way more. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I should have a couple of mil on Instagram. I should have a couple of million. But we know what we're dealing with. So I'm like, it is what it is, But the quality is there. So anybody who does follow my channels, who is on my newsletter, what I provide. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I can't, I'm not gonna say too much on that. I'm not gonna say too much on that. But wow, man, like, yeah, the growth is outrageous. So I think realistically on YouTube, I'm like, my God, we might hit 1 million. At the pace we're going, I'm getting like 5,000 subscribers a day. We might hit 1 million. At this rate, we might hit 1 million at this rate. I think that some of the situation on YouTube, though, is that it depends on sort of where your audience is coming from, because I get a lot of people from my shorts, because my shorts are where I really made my name on TikTok and Instagram. So it's easy for me to just repurpose the same type of content I was doing over there into YouTube shorts. And then those things are doing very well because they've done well on TikTok, done well on Instagram. They're doing well on YouTube. But YouTube, having this sort of conversation like we're having now, obviously, I want to be able to convert people to my long form on YouTube because I have more ability to really convey information and so on. That's what I would really like. Unfortunately, we don't really have the kind of community that would be great in the Pan-African community on YouTube, where people who have big audiences work with people with smaller audiences who share the same messages. We're not really doing that because then obviously I would be able to get more viewers on my long form if I was collaborating with people who have a lot of viewers on their long form. But it's very challenging to do because people don't really want to share their audience, they don't really want to collaborate with you. But yeah, I mean, look, these are concerns. And I really want to know how you guys have said that, yes, I should be concerned. That's what you people have said. Everybody who's on the YouTube channel, I hope you've subscribed to the newsletter. I hope you've subscribed to the newsletter. Also, the Back to Africa handbook is still available. I hope that you've subscribed to the newsletter. The Back to Africa handbook is still available as well. If you're on YouTube, you can get it straight from the YouTube store. Well, it's connected to it. But it's the ebook that everybody should have if you're interested in moving or repatriating, or rather visiting Africa? Why aren't similar-minded black men uniting on social media? Both share their platform and both share their platforms. I don't know, Dr. King Silky. You should ask them. I don't know, Dr. King Silky. That's the question I'd want answered, Dr. King Silky. That's the question I would want answered. I mean, look, let me see. What are we on now? We've done. Okay, it's about time for me to. We got the half-hour mark almost. We're getting to the half-hour mark, so it's going to be time for me to invite people to the chat. But yeah, guys, you know, look, let me even invite some people here. Invite guests. The link to the live is on YouTube. If anybody wants to jump in, click that link. If you have any thoughts. But yeah, look, it is sad, like somebody said, that we even have to have this conversation. I think it's unfortunate. I mean, we shouldn't have to be talking about things like this. You can't be talking about positive things for a continent and then saying that, oh, you know what, that's dangerous. It's very strange, because you're like, okay, wait, to just say, okay, people say Africa is decrepit, that you can't look after yourselves, you can't unite, you can't. Then when you talk about unity and looking after yourself, then they say, oh, it's dangerous to do that. You see what I'm saying? So you look at the West and you say, okay, look, what exactly do you want? A second thing that I actually think that is really bananas is that, why is it that when I make videos, like I said earlier in this live, I make a video about African history and African context, and then all of a sudden I get a flood of these random guys who are coming to talk in the business. It's a very strange phenomenon, and I see it more and more the bigger the videos get. The bigger the videos get, the more and more I just see these random guys, like I said, you know, white supremacists, because many of them are self-identified as such. But forgetting even those, I'm not even thinking about those guys. You also just get people who are like, wait a minute, you're not even from Africa. You're not black. You're not even black. You're not even from Africa. Why are you so bothered about what we believe about our own continent? Why are you so concerned about what we believe about our own history? Focus on you. You say that we have no history, right? We're a bunch of bums. Focus on your stuff. What are you doing over here? Do you know what this is like? It's like, and I've said this multiple times, how often do you go to a MAGA channel or a white supremacist channel or a channel talking about the good old days of America or the UK, and you see a bunch of black Afrocentric people or Pan-Africanists arguing with them about how they're wrong? That doesn't happen. Because we look at it and we're like, obviously, this content isn't for us. We're not the audience, and we don't care what you think, because that's your problem. Why do you care so much about what we think? Because you've been brought up to believe that we are your responsibility. Not only that we are responsibility, our minds belong to you. That's what you've been conditioned to believe. You know? That is what you've been conditioned to believe. So you don't even know how to handle a situation where you're looking at a bunch of Africans thinking for themselves and not coming to check with you that it's okay what they're coming up with. That's what I believe the problem is, that it's difficult for you to accept that, hey, there's millions of Africans who are watching these videos and conversing amongst themselves, and they're not even checking with us and using our quotes. You see, when they say, what is your source? What they're really saying is that, where is the white man that told you this was true? That's what they're really saying. When they say, what's your source? What they're really saying is that, where is the white man that told you what you're saying is true? Feel free to use that whenever anybody asks you for the source. Source. You destroyed the sources. You burned them. You wiped them out. What source? That's the truth. Which is why it's ironic now that I'm actually bringing stuff out and people are telling you that you're in danger for actually talking about the realities of things about the continent. That's a dangerous act? That's a dangerous act, really? Wow. Wow. That's where we are, people. Frida Jackson, how are you? Welcome. It's a dangerous act, folks. That's what they're telling me. Very, very sad. Anyway, look, the link is in the chat on YouTube, anybody who has thoughts on this about whether it is dangerous to be a Pan-African now, click on the link. I'd like to hear your thoughts. But I believe it's incredibly sad. Like it's just incredible. It's incredibly sad that this is a conversation that we're having. You know, especially when things are so obvious. Especially when things are so obvious. A lot of the stuff that I talk about is obvious, it's in front of you. You know, you're looking at situations where I'm like, oh, hold on, let me turn. What's going on here? There we go. You're looking at situations where you're like, oh, this stuff is common sense. This stuff is common sense. So to talk about common sense is a problem. Very, very unfortunate, people. Greetings. You can only join if you're on YouTube. So you've got to go to YouTube and click the link I put in the chat on YouTube if you want to join. So you go to the link in my bio. If you're not watching on YouTube, you get over to the YouTube feed and then you can join in from there. When I do direct conversations on Substack, then I'm able to bring people in on Substack directly. But now, because I'm broadcasting to multiple feeds, it's impossible for me to do that. Well, if you call yourself the mech, you should be good. Never cower, always fight. The 300 will have... Listen, I don't want to be avenged. I'd rather not need to be avenged. So that the 300 will avenge me. I'd rather not need to be avenged. Please, I don't want to have to be avenged. What I'm doing, I did not know talking about education and information and history was a dangerous act. The thing where I've got the Egyptians on my thing talking about your steal. Do you know what's even funny? Forget about the Egyptians saying that you're stealing history. It's the white people who say that you're stealing history. Why are you talking on behalf of Egyptians? Are you Egyptian? Because let me tell you something. Guys are so obsessed with maintaining the lie that black people are useless that the concept of anybody talking about anything positive that we're doing is an affront to them. They've been raised in this belief that we didn't do anything. We contributed nothing to civilization, nothing. So to see this kind of history that I'm putting out is mind-bending to these guys. It's so annoying. It's like, especially when they go and Google it and they find that this guy is actually telling the truth. It's frustrating to them. Especially because, look, I'm not militant. So obviously, when you've listened to a Pan-Africanist of the past or people who talk about Afrocentrism and all that sort of stuff, there is a sort of level of antagonism involved of, you know, white people this, white people that. I don't do that. I haven't got any... White people are not the problem. It's not a skin thing. You know, this is an ideological issue. So I don't look at white people as an enemy at all. White people have helped me a lot in my life. So for me to look at skin tone and be like, oh, you know what, because they're white, they're negative. No, it's stupid. Because I think that is actually detrimental to our unity as Pan-African people. When you start looking at whether a person has black skin as an ally, that doesn't mean anything. Because it's a lot of black people that have become traitors that have basically collapsed your efforts to unite the continent and your people and to tell the truth. So I don't really ascribe to those sort of things. Personally, like I don't. I mean, you know, some people have a problem with me not doing that, but I don't ascribe to it. Which is why I don't put out that sort of messaging. So if I tell you something about a historical fact that white people did do negative things, it's just the history, it's the truth. I'm just telling you the facts, like this is what happened. And this is the reason why we're dealing with what we're dealing with today, you know? But for me, it's like, look, if we're in a situation now where people are getting arrested in Nigeria for supporting Captain Traore and the Sahel Alliance, that's a problem because it's a problem. It's a problem for all of us. I think it's a problem for all of us. Do they know that Egyptian dynasty started in Sudan? They know, but they don't want to know. They know, but they don't want to know. Substack, are you having problems seeing me? Somebody said that they can't see me on Substack. Are you having a problem seeing me? Let me know in the Substack feed if you're having a problem seeing the feed. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me though. But if you're having a problem seeing me, let me know in the Substack feed. Let me know in the Substack feed if you can see or hear me. Because I don't see a problem on my feed on the monitor I'm looking at. I don't see a problem on the monitor I'm looking at. It's a spirit, therefore not Egyptian. They need to chill. Them and Libyans have forgotten that they are Kebulan and they act always white is right, okay? It's a spiritual tether bind. Severing it will be an uphill struggle without focusing on ourselves unified. They believe they own us till this day, entitled. Well, you know, I think that the problem with that is this. It's you. Like it's the Africans. You see, I don't care what they think. So it doesn't really matter to me. So I think the frustration comes from the fact that I don't engage in arguments with them. So it's frustrating if you see somebody who you want them to care about your opinion and seek your validation. So because I don't argue with you, it's like you come to my channel and you say, you're talking nonsense. This all lies, it's fake. Africa was, ancient Egypt didn't have any black people. They didn't do anything. And I just say, okay, thank you. Remember to like and share. Kiss, 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 kiss. Then they get confused and they get upset. That's my response to them. I'm like, okay. You think I'm going to argue with you about that? Who are you? Why do you think that I care about what you believe? That's the mentality you've got to have. Is this constant thinking that you've got to explain yourselves to folks is the reason why you're in the situation you're in mentally? I don't feel like I have to explain myself to anybody who's not part of the community. In fact, even if you're part of the community, if you're talking to the left, I don't feel I've got to explain anything to you. Telling me I'm stealing history. How can you steal the truth? You reveal the truth. Steal history. History is history. If you know that it's a lie, produce the materials that prove it's a lie. You can't, because you are controlling all the elements. You conceal this, then you control this, then you say, okay, well, we saw this. What are you talking about? All this DNA. We found DNA from, let me tell you something. If in 2,000 years, somebody finds DNA from Peckham, they will think that all of England was black and Nigerian. Listen to what I just told you and get that sink in. If in 2,000 years, somebody produced DNA of bones from Peckham in London, and those were the bones that they found, they'll believe that all of England was Nigerian African. Talking to me about you found bones from thousands of years ago that look like X, Y, and Z. What are you talking about? You think I were dummies? This is just basic logic. There were all types of people in Egypt. It was a melting pot. There were all types of people there. Who gives a damn what bones you found? When we know the majority of folks that existed at that period. Second of all, just on some pure logic, it's a damn hot continent. Blazing sun. And you're talking about a period earlier in our evolution. You truly believe that white folks were running around in the blazing sun in North Africa, in the desert, thousands of years ago? Are you high? What are you talking about? It doesn't even make sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The same people looking at you cannot even be in the sun for long. You've got to have sun protector. And so that's that's the same guys looking at you saying that, yeah, we were here back then. Huh? It makes no sense. When you go to Nigeria, you go to Africa, dark-skinned people, we can just be in the sun. We don't get skin cancer because we're built to be in the sun. That's what you're built for. When I was, I didn't even know skin cancer existed. Let me be honest with you. Till I got to England, I didn't even know about that because we just don't get it like that in Nigeria. Like you just be in the sun as long as you like you don't even think about those sort of things. About your skin peeling off. Yes, you know, you get your layer will go, and then after once your first layer is gone and you've gotten your darkness and you're just dark. I used to play in the sun when I was a kid in school every day for hours. You just call, you're black or you're blacker. My skin tone was black or blacker. Like that was really my shades that I was when I was in school. I didn't think about these sorts of things. So it wasn't until I got to the United Kingdom and to other places that I saw that people were worried about being in the sun. And this is like my child brain. Like I didn't actually know that people were concerned about that till I got to Europe. And people were like, don't be in the sun too long. Stay out of the sun. You know, you've got to be careful. You've got to, I was like, whoa, what? I didn't even understand that concept when I was like 10 years old, 9. I was like, whoa, you mean that there's an issue with this? Because in Nigeria, we'll just be playing the song for fun. So my thing is that just on a concept level, for you to try and sell me on this faulty bag of goods that thousands of years ago, Elizabeth Taylor and Charlton Heston were running around in Africa is bonkers. Let alone the kinds of Egyptians I'm seeing there now. What are you talking about? So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. When you're talking about, listen, you're talking about sunscreen. The slaves were working in the plantations without shade for all day, every day, for hours. Nobody was dying. When the slave owners would be sitting on the veranda or the porch with shade and iced tea. The photographs are there, so it's not even me just talking. The pictures are there. Guys were in the cotton picking fields all day for 10 hours a day, 16 hours a day. Guys are built for sunshine. You know? So, I mean, I don't know. So I look at, and this is just obviously anecdotal, you know, obviously there's science behind it, but whatever. But I think the problem for me, though, when I think about a lot of these conversations is that even when you look at science itself and how tightly controlled the scientific conversation is, it's ridiculous too. You know? Yeah, Substack, I think the problem is sometimes on your phone might be the issue. I think it's not happening to everybody. You know? I think. Yeah, I mean, it's not everybody. We see black youth wearing sunscreen. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Also, how do you feel about President Traore? I've seen too much videos where you look close enough, you can see it's an AI or voiceover. If you have a vid that can show this is him speaking. Yeah, Kevin Darnell brings up a very, very important point. And it's a video I'm going to do. Now is the time to be very careful, people, because there's misinformation out there. There's a lot of channels that are making money off Captain Traore by just making videos of him with no context because they know it's viral. You've got to be very careful. They're putting up videos saying that he's doing interviews. And when you click on the videos, I watched some of these videos. It's an AI of him with his voice talking in English. We know he doesn't speak English, he speaks French. But they've cloned his voice and they will just then get a script and use this script as if he's the one talking and put it out there. That is very dangerous because we do not know the kind of messaging that people are going to be putting out. And because he doesn't have like a PR team all over the internet debunking a lot of these things, a lot of stuff is getting put out there that isn't true. I don't care whether it's positive or not. If it's not coming from him, we should not be listening to it. Kevin Darnell, Darrell is very, 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 very right about that. That's a video that needs to be put out. I'm going to talk about that. In fact, that's a very, very good point. That's a very, very good point. I recorded a video about this some time ago that I didn't release, about misinformation and fake accounts, AI accounts, using Captain Traore's likeness and voice on the internet, all over the internet. Faceless accounts, where you can't see, nobody's accountable for what they're putting out. You've got a very good point. Michael M., I'm receiving auto-generated news stories suggesting he's responsible for hundreds of deaths as of a day ago. Yeah. Sad. It's sad. You know, who is on my YouTube? Let me bring some people in. Who's on the YouTube? Feel free to join. Whoever's on the YouTube, feel free to join. The link is in the chat. Instagram, you're going to get cut off soon enough. Remember that. Substack kept freezing. People are saying there's a lot of issues with my Substack stream. People are saying there's a lot of issues with my Substack stream. So I might stop doing Substack video and stick to the audio on Substack because there's a lot of problems with my Substack stream. Or maybe it's because it's the RMTP feed. Maybe when I stream it directly on the app, it's not going to do that. It might be the feed. Well, if you're on Substack, you can try the YouTube if you're having issues. Anybody on Substack who's having issues with the feed, you can try the YouTube feed. You know? Yeah, no, a lot of people have complained about the Substack issues. So I'm aware of that. So I think what I'll do is that I'll be doing direct Substack from the app or audio. Because I did an audio Substack yesterday and it was fine. I mean, a video I think I did video yesterday and it was fine. We didn't have any problems, and that's because I was going directly from the app. Dr. Silky Booker, you said you are Dr. Silky Booker. If you're trying to get on it, I put the link above. Scroll up and click the link. I can bring you on. You've got to be on your laptop on Chrome. If you want to join in the conversation, you've got to be on your laptop on Chrome, not on your phone, to join the convo. But yeah, no, that is something that needs to be taken care of. That AI stuff, it has to be taken care of. What about the BOA? Are they included in the Unite Africa? The BOA, Jeremy Yeager, are you trolling? Before I respond to that, are you trolling? Are you trolling, Jeremy Yeager? Because I see your photograph and you're talking about BOAs now. So are you trolling? Before I respond to that, asking about BOAs, are you trolling? If you're asking about BOAs here. Okay, he's not trolling. How do you identify? Do you identify as BOA? Do you identify as just white South African? Do you identify as African? How do you identify, Jeremy Yeager? Because I'm going to give you a real answer. I'm going to give you a real answer. I just need to know how you identify personally. Elon Musk tweeted his AI for that. I don't know. Okay. My wife moved to the USA from Johannesburg. I am American. Okay, cool. BOAs do not consider themselves African, so I don't consider them African. Like if you consider yourself BOA and you created an entirely different language to separate yourself from Black and African people and you took the land by force, what are we talking like? How are you African? Like your entire history is about division. Your entire history is about division and subjugation. So how are you African? Everything you've done is to separate yourselves. So of course not. It's actually it's inherently not African. Inherently not African. It's so ironic now that they're trying to change history by saying the Khoisan are not black people because they know that they cannot pretend the Khoisan are not the first people who were in South Africa or the original guys who were there. So their new trick now is to try and tell and convince the world that the people that we're looking at, the Khoisan, are not black, that they're yellowy and a different race, which has nothing to do with the fact that you came and you subjugated and stole land. So if whatever you say that the people there, the fact of what you did is what you did. But you want to divert the conversation and say, well, all this stuff that you were there first, you went there first. So what? You met the black people there. That's the facts of things. So you now arguing that, yes, we subjugated you, we did apartheid, we ripped you off, stole from you, but it wasn't yours in the first place anyway. There were other people there before you, huh? Huh? So somebody with a second-hand car, you steal his car, and you say, well, it wasn't yours because you got it from somebody else, huh? What is that? You see, the problem is that some people engage in conversations with guys over this. You shouldn't even talk about this with people. These are not conversations you should have. Like, you shouldn't even engage in the convo because it's so stupid. You shouldn't even engage with in the conversation. You shouldn't even engage in the conversation. Jeremy Yeager, yeah, please leave. Don't worry, I can take care of it for you. I can actually make sure you don't stumble on it again. I'll just take your voice. Jeremy Yeager, I'll take it. You don't even have to worry. I'll take care of it for you. You don't have to do anything. I will personally take care of it so you never see it again. I can't guarantee that you won't see the videos because other people will be sharing it. Because I see somebody like Jeremy Yeager, this is the thing. Somebody like this wants to be African and identify as an ally of Africa because they're married to an African. You see what I'm saying? But they want to ally with Africa on their terms. They want to ally with Africa on their terms. They don't want to hear the truth. Which is why I came to this channel, trying to see what was up, then asked the question. And I gave you an honest answer. I said, how can you say people are part of Africa who don't want to be part of Africa? It doesn't even make sense. People who went to Africa screwed everybody up and then created their own lane, created their own language, and separated themselves, created apartheid to separate themselves from Africans. Then you ask me, are they African? It's insane. And then when I tell you that basic logic, you say, I'm going to leave now, and I hope I never see you again. Yeah. Yes. I just told you facts. And I'm glad you came here with that talk because it highlights to the community who's listening the kind of mentality these guys have. It highlights the kind of mentality these guys have. And they stumble on a channel like mine who, I'm not one of those guys who doesn't tell you what the deal is. We tell you what the deal is. You think I'm going to hear and sugarcoat for you? You think I'm going to sugarcoat? A white man comes on my channel with a white wife from South Africa, who I assume is Boer, because that's what he's saying, then asks me a question like that, which is crazy. I give you a direct answer, and you can't handle it. All I can say is thank you for asking, because people are listening in so they can actually hear some talk. All I can say is thanks for asking. I mean, geez. Verdette Wilkins, they have a problem hearing it that is not of their creation. They don't want to hear the truth about themselves. I mean, you know. Look, the Traore videos are fake. They're all fake. All of those interview videos are fake. People know how much gold dust it is to have an interview with him, which hasn't happened as far as like an official Pan-African interview. And people are faking it for views. All you need to do is go and look at the channels that are posting these things and look at their videos that they're posting. These are not real people. Where did you access that interview? Where did you get it from? What's the source? When did it happen? Why is it that when you see the interview, you never hear the interviewer asking the questions? Why don't you ever hear the interviewer asking questions? It's because it's fake. The video is just an edit of Captain Traore just talking at the screen, sitting in a chair. It's fake. And yes, what he's saying is positive, but it's dangerous because once people know they have that, they could start saying things that are not things that you don't want to be. You see, the messages that they're putting out could be detrimental for him because he's not, there are certain things he's not doing. Whether they're positive or not, he's not doing certain moves. So if you start putting out interviews where it sounds like he's mobilizing a global army, that is not a good thing because that is not what he's doing. So you start putting out videos saying that he's now, as if he's now militarizing Africa or something. So when people hear it, they're like, yes, let's go, let's go. But Traore is not doing that. That's the danger of these things. A lot of people, even me, who is that savvy, I saw some of these videos and I wasn't sure it was fake. It took me a few minutes of watching it to realize that, okay, this looks like AI and the interviewer isn't even present, looked at the sources and I said, nah, this is fake. This is fake. So we've got to call it out. I think that we've really got to call it out. There's 300 people now on the feed on, well, between X and YouTube. So everybody who's on the feed, make sure that you go now and watch the video that I posted on my YouTube channel, Traore versus the United States, the war on Africa begins. Go and get that video right now and share it on Twitter. If you're watching this on X, share it on X. If you're watching this on YouTube, share it on YouTube. If you're watching this on Substack, go to the YouTube and share it on YouTube. And share it on Substack. There should be 300 shares immediately right now. That's how we beat the algorithm and we get these messages out there, guys. Go to that video right now. Michael M says, Musk sees himself as a boa and is spreading white genocide nonsense in an attempt to bring apartheid back to South Africa and America. Yeah. Listen, Elon Musk is a white supremacist as far as I'm concerned. That's what he is. Elon. It's a white supremacist. Guys, I'm going to be shutting down this feed soon because my time is up now. I've got maybe 10 more minutes. I put the call out to people if you wanted to join. I didn't get anybody jumping on the call or on the live. I put the link up. If you want to get on and say a few words, let me know now or forever hold your peace. For everybody on the Substack, thank you to all the paid subscribers on Substack. I really appreciate you. We're moving into the bestseller status on Substack. My goal on Substack is to get to 1,000 paid subscribers. That is my goal on Substack because at that point, we'll be able to do really, really big things for that platform and get correspondence, which is really what I want. I really want people on the ground in Africa giving us news on exactly what is going on and contributing to the publication. That's something I would really like to happen. And that will happen when we hit 1,000. Dwight Jeffrey, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, Dwight Jeffrey. I told the truth about America. I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. Tony Montana Scarface quotes. Don't quote me on that, I'm just talking. But yeah, you know what? Look, you know, these things are all very, very, very important, and you've got to share that video. So everybody who's listening, make sure you share the video. Make sure you go to that video on my YouTube page. You like, comment, and share right now. And you've been doing it, so it's actually been helping. It's been helping because I saw that the algorithm started clicking in on that video, so it's been helping. Share the link, share the link, share the link. Yeah, but you see, the channels that are posting fake content, I believe we should call them out because I think it's dangerous. I don't think it's good to just allow these guys to do this just because what they're saying is positive. I think it's very dangerous. You know, you can't have faceless people controlling the narrative of what this guy is saying. We've got to stand against that. Like, we, as a community, we've got to say, no, no, we do not want faceless channels with no accountability reporting on Captain Traore and people taking it seriously. No, no. And I think I'm going to make a video about that. Kevin Darrell, I like that you brought this up. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to make a video right now and post it. After this live, I'm going to make a video right now and post it because I'm ready to talk about that. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah, I'm going to make a video about it. We can't do it. I'm not going to call anybody's channel out. I'm not going to call anybody's channel out. You know, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to play a hate because I'm sure a lot of their hearts are in the right place. John Jackson, is it possible to get text messages advising when go live? I always catch the emails after the live has ended. You know what I'm going to start doing, John Jackson, is I will start scheduling the live ahead of time. So the next live I'm going to do is going to be, what day is it going to be? What day is it today? Tomorrow. Yeah, so it's going to be Friday night. I'm going to be doing a live on Friday night. So I'm going to post ahead of time so that you can actually actually RSVP to it so you know that it's happening. But yeah, no, it's dangerous, guys. So I'm definitely going to be putting a video out about that because I think that this is something we cannot allow to, we can't allow that narrative to be controlled by faceless people. We can't allow them, because you see, when you come to my channel, you can actually see me. So if I say something to the left, you can actually message me and I'll reply and be like, okay, look, you know, this is what I meant, so on and so forth. And you can call me to task. So I'm accountable for the information I'm putting out. That is the least you should demand from people, is that just be accountability. And the reason why I say this is that, look, for any other society, them doing things like that is fine because they have more emancipation, they have more outlets. We don't really have anything. We don't have any official outlets. So we can't risk compromised outlets. We can't risk it. We really can't. Yeah, no, the Negro Unchained, 100%. That is one of my concerns. Some of these channels may not even be us. Guys are very smart, you know. People could be making things just to spread misinformation about this guy because they're afraid. For all you know, this could be just white folks, Albanians, Asians, Latinos, Arabs. It could be anybody. It could be black people who are against the cause, who are just trying to, like, let's just rope them in. Let's rope them in. We rope these guys in, and then when we have them, we can mess them up. Very easy to do when you control me. Some of these channels have like 600,000 subscribers. 600,000, 700,000, almost 1 million. Faceless. How did you get to a point that you have? First of all, why are you people subscribing to these channels? And how did you even get to that point in the first place? Very, very risky. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. Thank you to everybody who tuned into this live. As I said, make sure that you check out the video on my channel on YouTube, share, and comment on it. If you're not signed up to the newsletter, linked in the description of this video as well, sign up to the newsletter on Substack. I will let you know when the next show is going to be. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and cheers. Oh, before I actually go, Captain Africa as well. The Captain Africa official Instagram, I mentioned it earlier. Go onto my Instagram, on my Instagram profile, and you will find the information on Captain Africa, the graphic novel series that I'm producing as well with the support of the 300. Make sure that you are all following that Instagram page, okay? That is also a great page to follow. The 300 application is in my links, newsletter and everything. All right.